Hello everyone, this is Enginefan020 back again with yet another video. Now this is going to be an off-the-cuff kind of video where everything's going to be unscripted, so I apologize if you hear me go use filler words like a lot, and yeah. So let's get started as to I guess on the topic of where I've been. So I haven't made a video in quite a while. My last video was about the train show, the two train shows I went to, and the one before that was the side rod testing video for that Thomas over there. And I guess part of the reason why I hadn't been making a whole lot of videos is because my life got busier. What can I say? Yeah, a lot of stuff's been going on in my personal life, so I hadn't had a whole bunch of time to be doing modeling videos or other stuff for the channel. But yeah, I suppose that's how life goes. A lot of other modelers, in fact, a lot of other YouTube users have, I guess, dealt with the same issues. But that doesn't mean that I'm completely gone. I'm still making videos. It's just they won't be like produced as frequently. I mean, I know I haven't been really a very frequent uploader to begin with, but I did not realize that like how much work went into making these videos, which I absolutely love. I absolutely love like every single second of producing videos. But yeah, I'm not completely gone. I'm still making new stuff. In fact, let me show you some of this stuff I've got while I was gone. You guys have already seen the face cast that I did back in last summer, back in I believe June, yeah, but since then I actually acquired another copy. Now you'll probably wonder why did I get the same face. The reason why is because, well, one thing, it was just it was there, so it was kind of good to have, you know, a backup one in case something went wrong with this first one. So yeah, and in addition, I also got the face cast. Now this one's actually a very poor cast, and you could probably see some of the like little specks and stuff. Like, to be honest, I'm not even sure what that is. And if you look on the side, the ridges aren't all that good. If this camera will focus, you can probably see like the kind of messed up ridges at the edges of the face. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I got this because these don't pop up too often. So yeah. And another thing about the faces is because I wanted to mention is I wasn't very, how you say, very, I didn't say a whole lot about the faces when I got them. So one thing about these faces is that these are recast faces. So these aren't the originals. I mean, like, these aren't like from an original. Obviously, these aren't original faces, but these aren't from an original molds. They were just. These are actually like a recast of a recast of a recast. So they aren't. They're pretty recent, and they're not. Yeah, like I said, they're just not original, and because of that, the diameter of the faces are actually a little bit smaller. I was told by another user, his name is Thomas Modeler, that these faces were that the Thomas's original boiler size was actually 44.4 millimeters, and that makes sense that these are smaller because these are actually they were just recasted. Like I said, they were just recasted over and over again, and over time, with each casting, they get smaller. So, yeah. Um, so they're not as special as you would think, but um, yeah, I just thought I'd shed some light on that. That these aren't like original faces. So, yeah. Another thing that I was able to acquire was this. Actually, I'll show you what I most recently acquired, just as of the making of this video. Just last week, I acquired Marklin BR55 drive wheel sets. Now, these came up as an incredibly lucky eBay find. I'll post a picture of this in right about here. So, yeah. These wheels were off of eBay. I found them for about $18. They were about $18 each, so I ended up paying about $70 total with the shipping costs. But I was just so excited to finally get these because I had been looking for just wheel sets of a BR55 for so long, and a full BR55 locomotive can cost around $500 to $800. I've even seen one sell for $900, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, upon persistence, if these wheels would stay straight, I guess they're not. If upon persistence, I was able to finally find them, and not only that, but there were just multiple ones for sale. The listing I saw had multiple ones for sale, so I decided not to be like, selfish and all, and decided to, tell other users about it. And I was also able to help another guy get these wheels as well, who is also starting a Gauge 1 Thomas on his Twitter. Which I guess brings me up to my next subject I want to talk about is, speaking of this Thomas right here that I had worked on about a year ago, I was thinking maybe to either restart this model. Since I now have the Marklin wheels, I can now determine more accurate measurements. And another thing I'd been thinking about, now this may change later, but this is just something I've been kind of thinking about a couple days. Oops, my bad. A couple days or so, and I was thinking to have Thomas as more of a private build, meaning that I'm probably not going to show a lot of progress on it. I mean, I'm still going to show it, but just not a lot. And the main reason for that is because I noticed that as of recently, there have been a lot of other users building Gauge 1 Thomases, and I didn't want to seem like a copycat or like a carbon copy of anyone else's work, so I decided just thinking about, not fully decided just yet. So don't worry, I'm still pondering on that. That I might just make the Thomas as a more private build, which means, well, obviously less content, but at the same time more content, because now on to my next subject. Let me show you what else I've acquired. Now this is a pretty big one, so get ready for it. Yep, a Marklin BR80 locomotive. Now, this also came from the wonderful website known as eBay. I got this for about $180, total with the shipping costs. And yeah, I decided I wanted to build a Percy model. Well, I wanted to restart my Percy because that model over there, let me bring it into view while I'm talking about it right now. This model, I was never really satisfied with this model. I just felt like I was rushing with this model just to meet demands. But yeah, to me, just looking back on this just looks way off to me. So I decided I wanted to rebuild Percy, and so I saved up my own money, bought myself a BR80. It was a buy it now listing, not an auction listing. I saw one for an auction listing for like 70, that ended up selling for like a little over $70, 70 US dollars. But I was unfortunately unable to get it, so I just had to get it at its kind of standard price, which is around $200 or so. But yeah, at the same time, I'm pretty glad I got this, and pretty excited to show some progress on this. I haven't really done anything to this just yet, except maybe take the body shell off a couple of times. But yeah, but I also was able to acquire some reference photos of Percy so I could finally see how the chassis was cut. And upon realizing how the chassis had been modified, I was so amazed at how much went into modifying this. I was just completely blown away at how much work was done to it. The original model makers did an excessive amount of work trying to get this to look like Percy, I guess, as seen in the Railway series, and to look good on television. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work with this, but I'm not gonna be starting this like soon, not like immediately, but like do expect that I will start work on this. Okay, sorry about that. My camera just cut out on me for a moment. I guess 12 minutes is like its peaking point. Yeah, you can. At this point, this is a pretty long video, so I appreciate it if you guys have bared with me this long. But yeah, I do expect that I will be working on this, but just not immediately, because I want to like make sure this is done as not professionally, but like as carefully as possible, because when it comes to like cutting expensive stuff like this, you only got like one shot at this. So yeah. And I guess that's that. So on to, I guess I'll talk about this one here. This good old thing. Another reason why I haven't been making videos a lot is because of this guy right here, my old Thomas. This is technically my version 2 Thomas. I kind of don't want to show you guys version 1. Trust me guys, it's pretty terrible. But yeah, yeah, as you can see with this white stuff here, it shows that well, what happened was, long story short, I broke the funnel off. Okay, so yeah, it's in pretty bad nick, so I just hadn't really been confident to show you guys any progress on this model, because I mean, look at this. Even this end kind of chipped off, so I had to like fill it in with some putty, which I don't know if that was the best thing to do, but yeah. yeah, I mean the eye mechanism doesn't work anymore. Um, I need to get like a new receiver and a new RC system in total for it. And these wires you see hanging out are the wires for the smoke generator. I'd taken it apart because I had been thinking about possibly doing a restoration of this model here. There's nothing I can really do about the proportions, but like the paint, I can probably repaint it and give it like a more fresh look to it. And the side rods have been taken off right now because, like I said, I was thinking about how I would go about, um, stripping off the paint and everything. And so, yeah, and another thing you might notice for those eagle-eyed viewers out there, I took off this strip right here because, believe it or not, it's now showing some, I won't say cracking, but like, um, the seam's kind of going off, so I had to go ahead and re-glue it, and that kind of affected this first red stripe here, so I had to, yeah, take it off. And ugh, a lot. It's a lot. But yeah. One more thing I want to mention to you guys is something another kind of side project. This is a side project now that I wanted to show you that I've been working on, is a 7-plank open wagon. Now this was just done from a stock standard open wagon image I found online and decided to use for measurements. And I just decided to build a truck. For one thing, something go along with the engines, Thomas and Percy. 2 tank engines, 2 shunting engines. They like to shunt trucks and all. And the second thing, sorry, excuse me, is I just wanted to improve my modeling skills, have things more to be a more accurate builder. So I decided to start off small with this simple truck. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. And you're not gonna believe what I used for the rivets, but I actually used sprinkles. Yes, you heard me say it. I said sprinkles. I had to be very, very, very particular about how to do it. Now this idea wasn't original. I didn't just make it up in my head. I actually got it from another modeler. He's not a Thomas modeler, but he had this idea for making rivets on his models by using sprinkles. And I'll post a link to that video in the description. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. Now I didn't include any inside detail. I wish I had now because it just looks so bare on the inside. But oh well, I just have to live with it. And another thing I was looking at was another thing I was working on was, I guess, the bottom. I was hoping to have like the wheels kind of like a snap-on piece, so that I could easily take it on and take it off as I please. And the brake rigging, I'm gonna have to do some work on that. And the buffers, I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah, this is just something I just wanted to kind of start small on, and kind of improve my skills, and as well as keep me busy, because while I'm waiting on parts for my other models, I just start working on this to pass the time. And and just like a couple minutes before, I mentioned the wheels for this. Now, excuse me. These wheels actually came from a site called Playmobil, a toy company called Playmobil, and these were actually suggested by me by another user called Lego Master. who also builds Gauge 1 models, and I'll post a link to his channel in the description. And yeah, I thought these were pretty nice. They're a little big compared to my original drawings for this, but I think they'll do for now. And I'm pretty happy with them. So yeah, long story short, I've been off YouTube for a while due to like my personal life and all. I got a lot busier, but yeah, I expect more content from me soon. Not just Gauge 1 content, but more Thomas merchandise content, such as collection videos. Another video I was thinking about doing was doing a book collection video, which doesn't sound all that hard to do, and I'm pretty sure there's some of you out there who might be interested in seeing what kind of Thomas books I have. And I guess that's pretty much all I have to say for now. So thank you all. Thank you guys. Let me get everything in the last shot before I close out this video. Thank you all so much for sticking with me and being patient with me, and thank you for your support. I'm still active on Google+. I'm a lot more active on Google+. I know a lot of users use Twitter, but I rather not, because I've seen how Thomas fans on Twitter can be, and I don't want to get into any of that mess. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day. I shall hopefully be making another video soon. Alright guys, take care. Bye bye.